Hello, and welcome to Walk the Talk, a platform dedicated to exploring spiritual themes, delving into the enduring truths found in God's Word, and encourage you to live a life grounded in His teachings. Thank you for joining us. Last week, the U.S. Vice President JD Vance delivered a speech that shocked many listeners at the Munich Security Conference. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a few points from his speech that were most interesting to me. He talked about our shared values.
One of the things that I wanted to talk about today is, of course, our shared values. The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values shared with the United States of America.
What are our shared values? From this article that I found online, the EU-US partnership has prospered for more than 6 decades, constructed on a foundation of shared common values, including commitment to the rule of law, the democratic process, free enterprise, human rights, and alleviating poverty. On this second page, they added one thing that I think is very important. The EU and the United States share a global responsibility to promote common values, including democracy, peace, freedom. So freedom to worship, freedom to believe in what you want to believe in, freedom to worship God. I think that's very important.
For years, we've been told that everything we fund and support is in the name of our shared democratic values. We must do more than talk about democratic values, we must live them.
And JD Vance said that in terms of the democratic values, we must walk the talk, not only talk about them, but live them. I thought that was interesting.
I look to Sweden, where 2 weeks ago the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Koran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder. And as the judge in his case chillingly noted, Sweden's laws to supposedly protect free expression do not, in fact, grant, and I'm quoting, a free pass to do or say anything without risking offending the group that holds that belief.
He also talked about religious freedom. What is religious freedom? Religious freedom is a fundamental human right. It is the right of individuals and communities to practice, express, and live according to their religious beliefs without coercion, discrimination, or interference from the government or others. It includes freedom of belief, the right to believe in any religion or not to believe at all, freedom of worship, the right to practice religious rituals, prayers, and gatherings, freedom of expression, the right to share, teach, and communicate religious beliefs publicly or privately, freedom from coercion, protection from being forced to follow or renounce a religion, and number 5, freedom to associate, the right to form religious communities, organizations, and institutions.
And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution.
JD Vance gave an example from the UK where a man was charged for silently praying. If you can pray in silence, then you have no freedom at all. How will they even know what you're praying for?
I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, This last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones, warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law. Naturally, the government urged readers to report any fellow citizens suspected guilty of thought crime. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
In Scotland, a private prayer in your own home may amount to breaking the law. That sounds crazy. Again, how will they know what you're praying for? And people were encouraged to report anyone they suspect of praying in their home. That sounds very crazy. What this tells me is that the leaders in Europe, they know the power of prayer. They know that prayer can break bones. They know that when the people of God pray, things change. So in order for them to accomplish their goal, their godless goals, they have to silence prayer because they know prayer is powerful. Well, that's all I have for today. Let me know what you think about JD Vance and his remarks to European leaders in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. God bless.